On number 4, we are to evaluate the expression without using a calculator. And if you'll remember from your packet, the question you need to ask yourself to think about this, in the same way that back when you learned how to take the square root, if I wanted you to take the square root of 25, you probably first started thinking about those as what squared is 25. In the same way here, we're going to translate this back to exponential format since this is the inverse of the exponential. So we're going to say 3, because that's our base, to the what power equals 81. Well, then we can do a little thinking on paper. Well, we know that 81 is a multiple of 3, so we said, well, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. So I have 4 3's, so that is equal to 3 to the 4th. So my to the what is to the 4th. That makes this an ugly name for 4. And 4 is your answer, and what we just did is your work. Then we go to number 6, which is the same question but with a little more going on, as math tends to do. So we're going to ask ourselves, 6 to the what equals 1 over the 5th root of 36. Well, you want to translate the right side so that we can turn it into an expression with to a power of 6. So we want to start step by step, and the 5th root can be rewritten as 1/5, and the 36 can be rewritten as 6 squared. So that is 6 squared to the 1/5 power, which is equal to 1 over 6 to the 2/5 power, because a power to a power, you just multiply the powers. And then one last step, that is 6 to the negative 2/5 power. So the original question we asked ourselves was 6 to the what? Well, the answer is to the negative 2/5. So that makes the negative 2/5 our answer. We go to the next one. Again, we're going to evaluate without using a calculator, and you want to get comfortable with the fact that ln is just the natural log, which just means that is log base e of e to the negative 4. And then from this version, you can translate directly into our approach of asking yourself the question, our base, which is e, to the what, is equal to e to the negative 4. Well, clearly, the what is negative 4, so our answer is negative 4. We go to number 18. Same set of directions, evaluate without a calculator. And remember, if you can either rewrite this one or just remember what we just did. The e is our base, so e to the what equals 1 over the square root of e to the 7. Well, remember that the square root can be written as the 1/2 power, so that's e to the 7th to the 1/2, which would then be 1 over e to the 7/2, which I can rewrite as e to the negative 7/2. So the what we're looking for is the exponent there, so our expression is equal to negative 7/2. On number 20, we have another evaluate without using a calculator, but we've kind of shifted gears. But remember, 5 to the x, let me see if I can make that 5 look more like a 5. 5 to the x and log base 5 of x are inverses, aka they undo each other. The answer is 8. Same thing here. We have e to the x, which is the inverse of the natural log of x. So the e and the natural log cancel, and our answer is 1/5, and we're done with that one. On number 34, we are to solve the equation by changing it to exponential form. Remember, if there is no base, there is an understood 10, so we could think of this as log base 10 of x, so that we can ask ourselves, remember we were saying 10 to the what, but now we have both sides, so we know that 10 to the 4th equals whatever was inside, which is x, so our answer is 10,000. Moving on to number 36. Again, our base is 10, so 10 to the other side equals x. So this is 1 over 10 to the third, which is a 1 with 3 zeros behind it, and that's our answer to that one. And the end of this video.